Das macht mich sehr wütend, dass mir einfach finden etwas so sehr praktisch. Sam spricht ein louisianische Französisch. Diese Bundesstadt heißt Louisiana, war damals besiegelt und erobert bei Frankreich. Können Sie das verstehen, oder? Ja, deswegen, es gibt eine Fehler, was dahinter steckt würde von dieser französischen Eroberung. Ja. Aber weiteres ich nicht. Mardi Gras ist eine einzige Sache, die ich erkenne. Das Fat Tuesday ist ein Festival. Sehr berühmtes Festival. Und das ist ein Hauptgrund, warum Louisiana in diesem Moment ein Hotspot für Coronavirus-Fälle in den Vereinigten Staaten ist. After years of mishandling, I really don't mind anything. Can you actually suggest anything, please? Any everyday product. How can I find everyday product? Everyday product. Wieso? Tut mir das. US makes me sick. Disturbed. Already sick. That's the most successful discount store, 99-cent store, thrift shop. Teddy is not really just a regular discount store. It's really like 99-cent store, like, the thrift store, thrift shop. What could actually be only sold, approximately around $1 with the value-added tax, probably. I'm not really so sure. This is really like the virgin common in Japan and Korea. That's called a Taiso. But when I was in America, there was a 99-cent store right across the corner. We normally actually purchased our toilet papers from there because it would be really cheap, like 75 cents. Yeah, I'm not lying. You can actually ask my once upon a time roomie called Mirat, who was a huge on this, right? She was, like a devout believer of this. She was a big fan of this store. I'm not lying. I've been actually been to many times, to there many times. Is there anything? The cleanest, country of the world. How clean Japanese is. How come you're not in quarantine? 아직도 여름에. It's still in the summer. 이렇게 말했어요. Since the coronavirus has been broken out, there are many people who are just actually, not just being afraid of, contracting this disease and the possible infection, but rather they're actually, afraid of others for different reason as being a part of the communities or citizens because of their Asian look. Because they're under suspicion of, the germ and virus and a bacteria carrier who could easily actually, harm other people because of their look and heritage. They're afraid of not just the virus infection, but they're afraid of people around them. Those, co-citizens who are roaming around them, who could actually pummel them because they actually believe the Asian heritage would be the source of evil who spread the germs, right? How, when they survive and cope with this difficult situation. There was one, experience shared by a Chinese citizen who actually, experienced many difficulty, who has, muster up courage to open up one's experience as being a Chinese, French, or Chinese, German type of a Chinese European citizen. Yeah. Is there anything? I really wish I could have everyday product. Everyday product. I'll say that if it's really good for everyday product. Ja, for Power ist ganz gut. For Power. Stress test. No, stress test is one heck of a way to go deeper into someone else's capacity. Because during the financial crisis, there has been a stress test because it has been actually put out to see how far it can go. That means that there is a certain type of seismic shock given to a certain system to see how far it could actually absorb a shock or it could actually sustain the difficulty coming. Like that's a stress test. But coronavirus test, how far it could go. That means it's literally a matter of testing or examining the capacity of a certain group in the face of a certain difficulty. Just take one's life, your life, chocolate cake, and this is it's a ready-made mix. You can simply Antaman. Do you know the Antaman? You just simply actually purchase mix the bakery powder and pour it and mix it together with a whisk and turn it around and bake it. That's a ready-made product, right? It's full of chocolate and very soft. That's how, chocolate cake should taste normally. You have that kind of expectation for chocolate cake. What else? It's really kind of rich, fudgy with the chocolate, creamy, soft, and good. And who simply doesn't really want to actually make it from the scratch by oneself can definitely simply rely on ready-made mix. Right? This is really a ready-made mix which you could actually take you to chocolate cake by simply mixing it around with water and milk and using a whisk to roll it around. And swirl it around, and put it inside the oven and stove and bake it, and that's it. However, how good they are, this is really the test, especially cheap bakery mix from Edeka. This is really the chain store names Lidl and Netto, and the expensive one from Kathy and Dr. Utica and Milka. These are really the brand products, name-carrying brands. So you want to actually see that how efficiently you can use it a bakery in a mix. If you ever actually heard about the Antaman in the United States, you can actually see them in a croissant and a butter rolls that can easily be made with no professional knowledge in baking. How would that be done? You just actually purchase a ready-made mix. That's called a baking mix. Baking mix for a croissant or butter rolls, and you just actually follow the instruction that had been written on the back of the box. And you just actually pour it around and swirl it around with the whisk and turn it around and put it inside the mold and shove it down underneath the stove and just turn on the stove. Then just have it set the timer for sure and have it. Well, this is really it. What else can it be? Yeah, baking powder. It's more like salty sticks. They're like pretzel type of salty snacks. Normally it comes in form of sticks, okay? Champagne, then very sparkly champagne. Champagne is really a kind of wine that comes from the French region called the champagne. Champagne, yeah, bitter. Hackfleisch. This is chopped up meat. If you ever actually see that there's a mincemeat that has been chopped up into pieces that would actually create a beautiful taste. If you ever actually use it as a spreader, this would be good. You actually roll it around your toast. This would be like a spread, James spread, to have such a meaty taste. What else? A Whirlpool spüler. You wanna see? This is a fabric softener, and when you actually add it during washing fabrics and the textiles, it would actually make things much softer and it smells really good. Because your a textile product would smell really good. Your clothes would smell and the scent like heavenly fragrance. However, how they function? How do they function? What type of the fragrance and even and water actually included there, but the water's really the source of the fragrance scent stuff in it. Because if you normally actually turn around and read the substance written on the bottle, you would actually notice that there are many chemical products that could actually create such a negative image, like, allergy. So this would have actually, very well checked upon before you actually purchase, a massive fabric softeners. Because, let me actually say this one. I was really greatly distracted by this type of doggy sound because, if you ever actually hear that there was a dog who was barking, and I was greatly annoyed by the situation, that was really the reason I couldn't actually finish it off. So let me actually cut it off.